day, grand rising and bright blessings to all of my pedal patrons. Welcome to Tuesday. Today is the 27th of August 2024, which puts us on a 7 universal numerological frequency energy value. And that 7 energy is going to be right in alignment with what is happening on this Mars day, which is pushing those last pieces of integration of energies that we've been feeling, especially from that last push from the 8/24/24 portal that we were experiencing. And we're all about ready to go into this big shift when Mercury goes direct tomorrow. But let's go ahead and bring up the map and I'll show you each of the 7 transits that are taking place today and what that looks like, because it's actually a pretty decent week as long as you're willing to roll slowly into a couple of different things. But a few people are going to have some very fast motions that take place today, so let's go ahead and get to it. Okay guys, so we have 7 total transits that are actually taking place. Yesterday there was only 1 and it was a little bit tension filled with the square that came through, so it just created, just your basic Monday blues sort of energy. But today we started off first thing this morning with Mama Venus having this beautiful perfect trine in alignment with what's going on with Taurus, that Uranus and Taurus. So there are going to be some very beautiful surprises that show up for people, not only in relationshipville, but also in financeville for a lot of people when it comes to those structures. In fact, each of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, are having this grand trine energy. So that's very supportive in bringing down and grounding those energies. We also have a very special timing of the day I wanted to call out at 1:11 p.m. to 4:11 p.m. depending upon which coast the stationing is. This Chiron in Aries having a perfect sextile with this moon in Gemini. So the healing that would have been required to give you permission within that flexibility and adaptability that was required opens itself up in a beautiful way. And even though it looks like we have way more squares to do, because technically we do, the energy of what's taking place with those sextiles and this kite formation that we have. So if you take a look at the grand trine and then you connect in the 2 sextiles that are coming in from Pluto, Neptune, and then back up from Neptune to Uranus, and then you add the spine of the kite, which is the Virgo Pisces, creates a kite. It opens things up. We had a couple of them last week, but this one is going to stay around for most of the week. So we have this push, pull, tug or toe energy that we've been experiencing, especially with Mars doing its little craziness, right? In fact, Mars has its own conjunction today with the moon Gemini a little bit later on this evening, but then this morning we're experiencing the Jupiter in Gemini doing its own. So that is going to do its own separate version of expanding some things out. Now, the only main other quincunx that's coming in here is going to be mostly felt, I would say, Gemini, Pluto, and officially, because of that Pluto position, our Scorpio friends are going to be feeling it. So there's going to be some bigger conversations that come up for some of us today, specifically some of those water signs when it comes into resources. So that's how we're going to break it down. The ultimate energy of the entire day. The last transit comes in technically at 10:50 p.m., which means we're going to wake up into that energy tomorrow, which is a big square that's coming in here with Mama Venus and what's going on here with that moon in Gemini. 10:50. Otherwise, for the most part, we're done with all the other shenanigans at about 5:00 p.m. What this does ultimately, end all be all, bottom line, net, drop it down, drop it like it's hot, is the fact that a lot of the anxiety that we've been feeling because of Mars wanting us to go super fast and us having some restrictions, either with Saturn and then Mercury on our neck, was hurry up, but wait. That starts to lift itself up for all of us, okay? So where we've been feeling anxious about relationships, where we've been feeling anxious about resources and some other things that are going on, these freaking integrations that we keep having, because August was just nothing but a non-stop celestial party up there, trying to ground those energies, confusing us, some of us, about start this, then what, there's a lot of that stop and go nonsense that a lot of us had to go through, which broke some people in some instances from feeling just completely disconnected, discombobulated, and Mo and Joe in completely different opposite ends of the track. La comes back together. So thank you, universe, for your jokes. Okay, anyway, that is going to create for some people maybe a little bit more agitation later on when that Mars piece comes in, but for the most part, I don't think it's going to be too aggressive. This is actually a great week. This week does not suck. Underline. But let's put it into generalities today because this is big energy. And of course, we're going to have 2 shifts tomorrow when Mercury goes direct, and then the moon shifts into Cancer tomorrow. So in general for today, again, if you are an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, then just don't hurt them. You got to go back and you got to take a look at some smaller things, some realizations, some aha moments. Take a look at your emails. Take a look at something you tabled. Take a look at a conversation that you needed to get back to. Put some effort into going back and just double checking the crossing of T's, the dotting of I's. Your input today, even though it can be very minimal, is going to be very impactful to somebody else that you're working with today. So put in some effort and watch what shows up for you personally. In general then, so if you're an air sign, so if you are a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay, so here's how it breaks down to today. Today, the universe is going to say, listen, we have more things that are coming and we want to let the rest of the energy sort of shuffle through a little bit. So be ready to make a decision. Be ready to take some strong actions in the next couple of days. But we don't need you to go ham today. We need you to be paying attention to what you want the outcome to be. Do a little bit of research on something for yourself. It's more about internal energy than it is anything else. And then boom, we're out the gate by the time we probably get to Thursday. Fire signs, hoo-ah, especially my Aries, just opening up. So many positive things taking place for you today. Leo, positive energy day for you in communication and business planning and getting things going. Sagittarius, you're probably going to need to wait a day because of your rulership having that conjunction, but it's all going to be based on moving forward and the universe giving you that gas that you need to move. So yay to you. Water signs today, Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. A lot of the common theme between what's taking place for you guys is recognition that something, especially when it comes to financial responsibilities or requirements or whatever the case may be, if there's been something that was off, weird, funky, today it starts to loosen up. And so each of you guys has this knowing that you need to go and get something prepared. You know that you need to get something done. Today is the day where the universe just wants you to finally heal the rest of whatever that need is so that it's a little bit softer, because very shortly you guys are about ready to roll and you're going to need the energy. But have your plan about what it is that you need to do to support yourself and some of those resource perspectives. But in general, all of us are going to have this open-ended week. It's going to be grand. Again, Mercury, everybody knows, is going direct tomorrow. You usually got to give it some days, which is why the universe is giving yourself this heads up today to say, this is where we're going. So just get yourself prepared to roll into it easily. And then, of course, we have Pluto this ending weekend going back into Capricornius. For the last time, most of us are going to see it in our lifetimes, right? For what? It goes direct, or it goes back into Pluto. Yeah, it's only there for a short amount of time. So take a breather, put your thinking caps on, go back to 2008, take a look at some shifting that was taking place when it started to station here. If you did it in January and you went back to 2008, what was critical at that time? And then take a look at where you've been from January to current, and so that you can sort of put a little map of some energy pieces together before it goes back into Aquarius for the rest of our natural lifetimes. Give yourself credit where credit is due. Change is difficult for all of us. Change has to be done in micro steps sometimes until you feel confident enough to go all up, all in somewhere. So give yourself credit for the small things. Stop beating yourself up. And for the love of Mike and all that is holy, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Fix yourself. Anyway, that's what I have for you, especially for today. I will come back tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more. I want to break down each of the astral signs very specifically with those shifts tomorrow. But in the meantime, may you receive everything it is that you need, everything that you want and desire, and may you continue to find the beauty in all things. The mantra of the day is, I am trusting the universe. Okay, and I am trusting the process. Many blessings. We'll see you guys later. Bye.